Hi, my name is Emma Nelson, and I am the Grand Valley State University's PRSSA chapter president, and I'm so excited to be able to share some insights with you to add to your professional toolbox. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about writing papers and the difference between writing papers in college versus high school. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about formatting. So obviously I assume that you're pretty up to date with MLA formatting, and good news, you won't lose all of that knowledge when you go to college because some professors still prefer that method or give you the freedom to use kind of whatever format you like to use for smaller assignments. So obviously if there's a big research paper or a larger assignment, they will specify, and maybe it's APA or maybe it is MLA, usually APA for those big papers. But if not, you kind of have free range to do whatever you want, still in the realm of keeping it professional and school appropriate. But I like to do kind of like MLA, your name, the professor, the class, and then the date, and then kind of go into the paper with a header included, page number, things like that. So it's definitely important to keep those skills dusted off, to know what you're doing when it comes to MLA and formatting. You can never go wrong with 12-point Times New Roman and double space, don't forget that. But other than that, it's important to ask questions if you're ever confused or you're not sure what your professor would prefer. So don't hesitate to reach out, ask people in your class, ask your professor. They will love hearing from students and making sure that they're creating those relationships with you too. So it's an equally beneficial process to make sure that you know what format you're supposed to follow and doing so with confidence and just knowing what you're doing. So don't worry, you won't completely be leaving MLA behind. But yeah, next I wanted to talk a little bit about outlines. Outlining papers, I'm sure you've used an outline or two, but they really are so helpful to making sure you have an organized, well-researched, well-thought-out paper. I know that an outline really saves me being able to have detailed sections, and then being able to plug my research in or my information in and knowing where it's supposed to go, making sure it flows easily, flows well, makes sense, and overall just making sure the organization is top-notch. That is definitely a key component to college papers as well in high school, is just making sure everything is well thought out and well planned and well organized to be sure that you're getting your point across and making sure that the professor is following along with you. So format and outlines are the two major takeaways, and so now I'm just going to go into a few little other tips, little tricks that I've learned along the way. The first one would be, and you probably already know these, but just as a refresher, don't use I. Sometimes it'll be more of a personal reflection, or the professor will tell you if you're able to use kind of first person narrative, but tend to stay away from the I, me, my, things like that, because we do want to make sure we're writing academically and professionally and keeping with the same narrative throughout. I will also say that high school gives you so many skills, and if you pay attention to it, lean into it, really listen to what your teachers are saying now, you will be set for school, for college as you progress on through your career. So make sure that you're paying attention and you're using those skills and you're keeping those little grammar tricks and formatting skills in your back pocket, because all industries need good writers. And it doesn't matter what you're going into, a writing skill is very important, and not everyone can do it well. And so if you can, you're ahead of the game. And my last kind of tip is just over-explain instead of under-explain. If you're worried that you're not making enough points or you need more to say, make sure you're thoroughly covering a topic and really getting all of your thoughts and research out there. A professor will be much more impressed and have a stronger relationship with you if they feel like they know what you're saying, they're following you, and they're kind of learning from you as you're explaining whatever you're trying to say in your paper. So I know there was a lot of little mini topics in there, but I hope those set you straight and right on your path to whatever post-graduation journeys you have. Thank you so much.